host of things that come along with getting older, some wrinkles, less energy, and the dreaded weight gain. It's usually because of diminishing hormones. Our next guest says a tiny pellet, smaller than a grain of rice, is all it takes to have you feeling great again. Here to explain how it works, welcome the founder of SottoPelle, Texas, Dr. Gary Donovitz. Good morning.
See you again.
All right, so we're starting to hear more and more about what aging is, and you're not even middle age yet, and really you start to go downhill on the hormones.
Yeah, that's correct. You know, after the age of 30, both men and women all start decreasing their hormone levels, particularly testosterone in women and in men. And so women may have a lot of symptoms and be treated for all kinds of disorders and not be able to lose weight when the problem is they're out of balance on their hormones.
Yeah, and you say testosterone in women, there are a lot of people who don't realize that we do have some testosterone.
Oh yeah, you make a lot of testosterone, and when it decreases, bad things start happening to your body. You'll start having decreased energy level, your sex life will go down, you won't have the sex drive that you used to have, your memory and focus and concentration will go down, you'll become much more moody, you don't sleep as well, and you have this unexplained weight gain, particularly across the midsection.
Yeah, and so in the past we've just been told, hey, that's aging, that's it, too bad, but now we know if that's the reason that we replace it with what's missing, not all the other drugs to combat depression and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So many people get put on antidepressants, and antidepressants, all they do is maybe correct your mood swings, but you gain weight and it further decreases your sex drive. That's not a good thing, when really if you balance your hormones, many people don't have to go on antidepressants. We get half the people off their antidepressants.
Wow. Okay, and when it comes to hormones, I think a lot of people find it amazing that it seems like it's such a simple answer. I know for me with thyroid made all the difference in the world in my life, which you deal with that also, but right now talking about testosterone to help the things that you just mentioned, the symptoms you just mentioned. We have Leslie McNeely, who is with us this morning. And Leslie, how are you feeling, and what was your struggle with trying to lose weight and just feeling good?
Well, I feel great after taking the SottoPelles. I've been doing it for over a year now. And before that, I was tired all the time. I had no energy. I was not sleeping well. And my sex life has just gone out the roof.
Really now?
Yes.
Now, okay, now before you just kind of lost interest?
Yes, at my age, it starts to go down some. And I was taking the other bioidenticals, and it wasn't working as well. And after Dr. Donovitz, seeing him, and everything is great now.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, okay. Now, I don't know if you noticed there, but we had a little romantic music to go along with your dissertation there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so, and of course we know testosterone is one of those hormones that kind of revs the interest there. It's also, when it comes to weight, explain to us how it helps us to lose the weight.
Right. As both men and women age and you lose testosterone, your insulin levels go up as your testosterone falls. So a lot of people work out, they go on these diet programs, and yet they don't lose any weight. They get very upset with that.
And you give up.
You give up. But once you get your hormones balanced, then weight loss will occur, and it'll occur in the right way because your insulin levels come down, you're able to lose the belly fat. With exercise and with appropriate diet, it even works better. But even without it, once you balance your hormones, then the belly fat you develop from the low testosterone will go away.
Yeah, the body's able to kind of right the ship, if you will.
That's
All
right.
right, Mary Miller, you also use the pellet. Now, how did you find out about this, and did you think it would really work? What's been your results?
Actually, I've been doing these for 2.5 years. Love them, love them, love them. My weight has maintained and stayed down. The libido is just off the chart.
The big O is just off the chart.
The energy level, you know, I'm not tired. And what's really, really good is I don't have to take a pill every day.
Right.
You know, and I get them injected every 4 to 4.5 months, and love it. Just
okay.
Absolutely love it.
So let's get to the pellet. We talked about, about the size of a grain of rice, and most people are used to, if they're doing hormones, as creams or taking a pill every day. This is a different method.
Yeah, that's correct. We use all bioidentical hormones, both estrogen and testosterone. They're plant-derived, made into pellets. And the cool thing is that the doses can be individualized. So if you need estrogen, you get estrogen. If you need testosterone, you get testosterone. If you need both, you get both. They're injected under the skin. It doesn't hurt. You do them every 4 to 5 months. and the body absorbs the hormones as it needs it. So when you're more active, when you're stressed, you're going to absorb more of your hormones when
so
you're
it's not
sleeping
on
less.
that time release is like time release medicines could be. Instead, it, like you just said, it gives it to you when you need it.
When you need it, and it's individualized. So you don't have this roller coaster effect that you get with pills and with creams where your hormone levels are going up and down every day. That's not a good thing for women. It's not a good thing for men. Men that use creams, gels, or injectables all have this roller coaster ride, and it's not near as good as constant blood levels of hormones, which is what your body's used to.
And with some of the creams, you got to be careful who else you're touching.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. It can transfer, right?
That's absolutely right.
It can transfer. So ladies, if your husband's using some testosterone cream and you have hair on your chest, you might now know why. But no, okay, so you mentioned bioidentical also, which I know some people are still confused about bioidentical versus natural versus synthetic.
That's right. You know, what happened in 2002, the Women's Health Initiative came out and just sort of poo-pooed all the synthetics because of the increased risk in breast cancer, blood clots, stroke. And that really wiped out about half the people that were on hormones. They quit taking them. And then that study continued last year and came out. And again, synthetic hormones were shown to increase the risk of breast cancer. So many doctors and so many patients quit taking hormones because they were synthetic and because they didn't want the increased risk of breast cancer and blood clots. With SottoPelle hormone pellet therapy, no increased risk in blood clots, no increased risk in stroke, no increased risk in heart attack. In fact, 2 studies have shown that there's a decreased risk in breast cancer. There's no studies that have ever shown an increased risk in breast cancer. So now you can protect your breast, protect your brain from Alzheimer's, protect your heart, because testosterone's the one hormone that protects the heart, and you can protect your bones. No hormone replacement improves bone growth better than the pellets.
Wow, basically giving the body what it normally has.
That's correct.
As opposed to giving it something foreign. All right, with that said, who's actually a candidate for this?
So anybody really who's having symptoms of fatigue, mood swings, decreased sex drive, unexplained weight gain across the midsection or just in general, people who have anxiety, irritability, decreased memory, focus, and concentration, both men and women are all candidates. And we check blood levels to make sure they're candidates before they get pellets, and then we individualize the therapy.
Yeah, chances are, if you're past 35, that you've already experienced that slide. Oftentimes happens even more, I think, with women. After we have children, we take a big hormone hit, a big hormone slide. So again, if you're just not feeling yourself.
That's correct.
Come in and take a look.
That's right. So we're happy to check blood levels on people, make sure they're good candidates, and if they are, then we balance their hormones, both men and women.
The other thing we're finding more in medicine now, too, is that you talked about is individualizing. Instead of just giving this pill at a certain dosage and say good luck, it is, again, reading exactly what it is that you need. Now, I know a lot of people have gone and had their blood work done elsewhere, and they go, well, they say I'm within the range.
We get that all the time. And then I say, well, bring the blood work in. You have to remember that labs report hormone levels for normal from everybody from 20 to 80. Well, I don't want to feel like an 80-year-old. I don't think you do either. So normal is really set. What we like to do is have women between about 80 to 100 on testosterone, men about 800 to 1100. So what we want to do is return you to where you were when you were 30 to 35. That's what reverses the aging process. Not accepting hormone levels of a 60, 70, or 80-year-old, but returning you to where you were and thereby reversing the aging process. And that's what we do.
Yeah, so this little pellet basically stays in for about
4 to 5 months, completely dissolves, all bioidentical, all plant-derived, there's nothing synthetic, and the whole pellet will dissolve, so you don't have any residual at all, and your body absorbs it when it needs it.
Well, after hearing these ladies, can you put this in right now?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much for the information. And for more information about the Institute for Hormone Balance, log on to SottoPelleTexas.com or Donovitz.com. And to get pellet power, you can call this number, 713-533-9292, 713-533-9292. Thank you, Dr. Donovitz.
Thanks.
Up next, 1 in 3 adults over the age of 65 suffers from a fall in the bathtub. When we come back, we'll show you how bath time can be much safer and much more therapeutic, too.